Hello everyone, welcome back to Believer Science Academy Bengaluru. This is the daily news analysis. Today we'll discuss some of the important articles from UPSC prelims, mains and interview perspective. So the first article for the day is about India and Mauritius not just partners but family. Modi. What is the news? Prime Minister Narendra Modi is hosting Mauritius PM Navichandra Ramagulam in Varanasi. He highlighted that India and Mauritius are not just partners but family, emphasizing their deep civilizational and cultural links. He reiterated that both countries share the goal of ensuring stable, prosperous, free, and secure Indian Ocean. Okay, so we'll discuss what happened in the meeting and also discuss the broader India and Mauritius relations. So, several key agreements and initiatives were announced. A special economic package for Mauritius to boost infra, job and healthcare, establishment of first Jana Aushadhi Kendra outside India in Mauritius, cooperation in setting up Ayush Center of Excellence and a 500-bed hospital, a veterinary school and animal hospital. So lots of infrastructure activities were announced by the government of India in Maldives. Memorandum of Understandings in Science and Technology, Oceanographic Research and Power Sector and Phase 2 of a small developmental projects. Okay. Next, collaboration on hydrography project for navigation charts and surveys of Mauritius exclusive economic zone. And education and research partnerships including IIT Madras and University of Mauritius collaborations. And finally, introduction of Mission Karma Yogi training modules for Mauritius. What is this Mission Karma Yogi? A Mission Karma Yogi is a mission of Government of India to train bureaucrats. Okay, which is focusing on efficiency, service delivery, and accountability. These are the three main pillars of Mission Karma Yogi, which will be taught to bureaucrats in India. So now this mission has been transferred to Mauritius as well. Next, let us discuss about India and Mauritius note. Why is Mauritius important for India? Historical and cultural ties. Mauritius has a deep-rooted cultural and civilizational link with India, with over 68% of its Indian population being Indian origin, mostly the descendants of indentured laborers from the 19th century. The indentured laborers were taken there by the Britishers. Indentured laborers were taken by British from India, where these laborers were made to work in the plantations. That is why you find lots of Indians in Caribbean, that West Indies, Mauritius, Maldives, and even in Malaysia. Okay, so that is the reason why you find lots of Indian based origin or Indian origin people in these countries. So it also has a history from British colonial legacy. Next, Indian languages, traditions and festival remains central to Mauritius society. Mauritius is often described as India's extended family in the Indian Ocean region. Next, political and strategic dimension. India and Mauritius enjoy warm diplomatic relations. Mauritius consistently supports India in the global forums, and strategic cooperation is vital given the Mauritius location in Indian Ocean, making it central to India's Sagar initiative or Sagar operation. That is security and growth for all in the region vision. Mauritius has been the beneficiary of India's neighborhood first policy and Indian Ocean outreach programs. Next, economic and developmental partnership. India provides a significant developmental assistance to Mauritius, including concessional credit, infrastructure project, and healthcare support. As we said, and as we see in the current context, all these projects, all these infrastructure projects, and all these governmental support from India emphasizes the significance of India's and Mauritius economic and developmental partnership. Mauritius is key partner in India's trade and investment with a historical importance as a source of FDI inflows into India. Recent initiatives include digital cooperation, capacity building, renewable energy and small developmental projects, and defense and security cooperation. This is where Mauritius is very important for us because of its strategic location and because of the importance it carries in the defense and security cooperation. Both countries conduct joint naval exercises and cooperate in maritime security. India assists Mauritius with patrol vessels, surveillance aircraft, hydrography, and capacity building for its security forces. Partnership helps safeguard against privacy, illegal fishing, and other maritime threats. Okay, so and education and people to people links. This is also one of the significant aspect of India and Mauritius because of the Indian diaspora that is present in Mauritius and also the deep rooted civilization links that are there between India and Mauritius. Indian institutions collaborate with Mauritian universities in research and innovation. Mauritius is a popular destination for Indian students and professionals. Scholarships and training programs strengthen cultural and educational ties. So, this is about India and Mauritius. Very important for us. Just make a note of important topics which are important points which I told you now. Next, clearing the fog, need for revised strategies against Aedes mosquitoes. Recently, there was an article which is published in the Hindu and it was actually published in the Nature journal which is covered by the Hindu. It talks about the significance of fight against Aedes mosquito. We'll discuss why it is significant and what are the lacunas or what are the drawbacks in current model. India needs a revised strategy to combat Aedes mosquitoes. The carriers of dengue, Zika, and chikungunya, since traditional methods like fogging are ineffective against Aedes mosquitoes. Normally, you might have seen in your villages people coming with the fogs and then fogging it throughout your areas, throughout the areas, so that they are able to kill the mosquitoes. But recent studies have found that this fogging is not effective against the Aedes mosquitoes because the Aedes mosquitoes are so significant because of the diseases they cause, that is dengue, chikungunya, and Zika. They need to be eliminated. So if the fogging doesn't work, we need to find some alternatives. So key points, that is ineffectiveness of fumigation. That is Aedes mosquitoes bite indoors during the day or night, making outdoor fumigation, vaporizers, and bed nets are largely useless. Okay, so because they bite in the daytime, when you are doing the fumigation in the night time, when you are adding the fume in the night time, it is not going to affect or it is not going to impact the mosquitoes. Next, top down strategies. Wolbachia mosquitoes and dengue vaccines trials show promise but face challenges like high cost and limited scope. And they don't cover Zika and chikungunya. What is this Wolbachia mosquitoes? Wolbachia mosquitoes are genetically engineered mosquitoes where once they have mating, when they mate with other mosquitoes, it will result in the second generation being dead. Okay, it will bring change abouts in the genetics itself, so that they cannot rear any more any more chicks. As a result, all the second generation mosquitoes are going to be unborn. Okay, so it will finally lead to death of all the mosquitoes. Best current practices or defenses is personal protection and community mobilization to eliminate larval breeding sites. Next, the repellents highly effective and recommended are DEET, Picardian, IR335, and 2 Andecanon, PMD, except for the kids below 3 years. These are all effective, and certain ineffective are citronella and other natural oils, which are short-lived and cause skin irritation. Next, what is the community action? That is, studies in Camino Verde in Latin America and Chennai RCT show significant reduction in dengue cases when the communities removed stagnant water from pots and containers, plastic tags, etc. etc. So that can be followed throughout India. That can be scaled up to India by community awareness generation. Next, challenges are resistance to larvicide like temphos, plastic pollution creating breeding grounds, poor awareness to safe repellents are acting as a challenges. Next, successful models. Delhi is 10 weeks, 10 am, 10 minutes campaign for larval source reduction. Peru's use of transfluthrin coated spatial emulators that reduce ABVD risk by 34%. So way forward, use flogging only in the outbreaks, scale up personal protection, community awareness, and larval control. Introduce safe repellents like DEET, Picardian, and PMD in the Indian markets, and adopt innovative top-down strategies like Wolbachia, delayed release repellents, etc. and combine top-down innovation and bottom-up community action for maximum impact. So this is the article, but let us discuss about Aedes. What is Aedes mosquito and Aedes for viral diseases in India? Major diseases caused by Aedes mosquito are dengue, chikungunya, and Zika. The public health impact of these diseases is that the seasonal outbreak leads to huge loss in productivity, burden on healthcare, and rising urban vulnerability. Next, the breeding habits. Aedes aegypti thrives in urban settings, especially stagnant water in containers, discarded plastics, and coolers. Current challenges is over reliance on fogging and larvicides, low public awareness of effective repellents, and weak waste management and urban planning. So, the effective strategy should be community mobilization with regular water container cleaning, covering water storage, waste removal, personal protection as discussed in the article, and policy action, that is nationwide campaign similar to Delhi's 10 a.m. 10 weeks, 10 a.m., 10 minutes model, ASHA worker mobilization and better urban waste for plastic management, and innovation adoption, that is Wolbachia, mosquito rays, spatial emanators, cost effective repellents, and improved vaccines. By this, we will be able to eliminate Aedes mosquitoes altogether. Next, third article is about a project which is in news recently, that is the Great Nicobar project. I will be bringing a complete topic of the video covering complete things related to Nicobar project. Why is it so controversial? What are the opinions of Sonia Gandhi? What is the opinion of the government of India? But in today, we will just keep it to the editorial. A project of strategic and national importance. Author is Bhupendra Yadav, Union Cabinet Minister for Environment and Forest and Climate Change. Recently, just 4 days back, there was an article written by Sonia Gandhi, who called a project of great disaster. Her article read Project of Great Disaster. This article seems to be a reply to that particular article. This article defends and explains the Great Nicobar project, calling it a development of strategic defense and national importance. The project includes International Container Transship Terminal, that is 14.2 million TEU capacity, Greenfield International Airport, 450 megawatt MVA gas and solar based power plant, township development over 16,610 hectares. So focus is on development. What is the strategic and developmental importance of this particular project? The project aims to make Great Nicobar a maritime and air connectivity hub in the Indian Ocean region. It is expected to boost defense preparedness, economic growth, and employment generation. Next, the environmental safeguards is comprehensive environmental impact assessment and environmental management plans were conducted. So one of the major criticism of this project was with respect to environmental concerns. Not just environment, but also the indigenous communities like tribals, Nicobaris, Nicobaris and Shompen, and also the biodiversity. But here the author or the Minister for MOFCC argues that there were comprehensive economic impact assessment, social impact assessment, and environment management plans were conducted, which took care of environmental concerns. 81.55 crore has already been released for wildlife conservation studies before the construction even began. Out of 130.75 square kilometer for the forest land requirement, 66 kilometer will remain green without the tree felling. Next, compensatory afforestation is planned in Haryana of about 97.3 square kilometer due to lack of non-forest lands in the islands. One of the criticism that was laid out by Sonia Gandhi was that if you are cutting those trees in Nicobar, you should be able to plant the trees in Nicobar itself. What is the use of compensatory afforestation in Haryana? What is the connection between Haryana and Nicobar? But now they are saying that we wanted to do the afforestation in Nicobar itself, but there is no place. Wildlife corridors and viaducts are planned for safe passage of animals as well. And tribal safeguards have been provided, that is no displacement of Shompen or Nicobar tribes is planned. Consultations with Anthropological Survey of India, Ministry of Tribal Affairs, and Andaman Adim Jati Vikas Samiti have been conducted. So it is consensus based and it is consultation oriented. Out of 84 square kilometers of tribal reserves affected, 73 square kilometers will be denotified, but 76 square kilometers will be renotified, leading to a net increase of around 3,003.912 square kilometers. Provisions comply with Jarawa policy and Champagne policy of 2015. A monitoring committee has been set up for tribal welfare during and after project execution. And the scale and phasing, the total area is around 160 square kilometers. Phase development, that is in phase 1 around 72.12 square kilometers, phase 2 45.27 square kilometers, phase 3 48.71 square kilometers. Okay. Next, balancing ecology and economy. Institutions like Zoological Survey of India, Biological Survey of India, SECON and Wildlife Institute of India have been involved in ecological studies. The project is quoted as the economy and ecology complementing each other, ensuring environmental safeguards alongside development. Only 2% of Andaman Nicobar Islands total area and 1.82% of its forest cover will be diverted. So the author says that there is no need for you to worry. This project is going to be very important in Indian perspective from the strategic, economic and geographic perspective. Next, a health check for the new GST healthcare reforms. It discusses the impact of GST reforms on the healthcare sector. It is written by Dr. Ankur Mutreja, a Director of External Affairs and Health Security in PATH. He says that India's new GST reforms mark a turning point in making health sector more affordable, preventable, and accessible, directly supporting the goal of universal health coverage. The key sectoral changes are insurance relief, that is GST removed on individual health and life insurance premiums, which was earlier 18%, and family paying 50,000 per year on insurances saves around 9,000 rupees now. Includes all life, term, ULIP and endowment and health plans. Family floater, senior citizens and reinsurance of all kinds are included here. Aim is to increase insurance penetration. Currently, that is 3.7% of the GDP compared to global 6.8%. Concern is monitoring needed to ensure insurance pass benefits to consumers. Hospital charges, rooms less than 5,000 per day exempt from GST. Non-ICU reforms and non-ICU rooms more than 5,000 per day will be under 5% GST without ITC. Rule since 2022 continues. And ICU, CCU, ICCU, NICU are fully GST exempt. Core medical services like doctors, paramedics and hospitals remain GST free as well. Next, business and supply chain impact. Okay, if that is the side from demand side, where the demand side has become very affordable or very cheap. What about its demand from the supply side? Medicines are taxed at 5%, life-saving drugs are at 0% GST, medical devices and diagnostics are under 5% GST. Example, CT scan machines reduced from 18% to 5%, lowering the hospital cost. If the cost of hospital reduces, obviously the cost of MRI scan is also going to reduce. Okay, diagnostic is earlier 12%, now 5%, making tests like X-ray, MRI, blood tests cheaper if the savings are passed on. And in labs, pharmacies and small clinics gain from simple structure and better price competitiveness, can negotiate improved terms and insurers and corporate clients as well. So preventive and lifestyle services, wellness services like yoga, gym, studios, bathtub, barbers, fitness centers have been reduced from 18% to 5%. Personal care items, toothpaste, shampoo have been reduced to 5%. Example using shampoo, which was costing around 118 rupees earlier, will be now 105 rupees only. Sin goods, cigarettes remain heavily taxed at 48% or 50 to 88% effective. Sugary milks moved to new 40% slab earlier, which was 28% plus cess, discouraging consumption and boosting health revenue. Next, broader perspective. It is part of India's Bharat 2027 vision. Reform strengthen entire health sector chain, insurance affordability, lower treatment cost, promotion of preventive health and lifestyle services, discouragement of unhealthy consumption. Okay, so very important DST reforms have been on healthcare sector, preventive and lifestyle sectors. Okay, so success depends on effective monitoring of insurer pass-through of GST relief, whether hospitals and labs reduce the patient costs or not, expansion of preventive healthcare adoption, stronger consumer trust in healthcare affordability, reduction in the misuse of antibiotics and scheduled H drugs. Ultimately, lives saved and treatments access also matter a lot. Okay, so the article is in favor of GST and says that GST reforms have been very welcoming for healthcare sector. Okay, next let us move to police pointer. Hellfire missile, that is AGM 114. Why it is in news? A video recently surfaced showing US Hellfire missile apparently bouncing off a UFO near Yemen, leaving Washington in disbelief. Okay, bouncing off UFO near Yemen brings attention to Hellfire's capabilities and limitations, despite being one of the most widely precise strike weapons. What is about the missile? It is air to ground laser guided subsonic tactical missile. Subsonic in the sense lesser than speed of air. Okay. Next, developer is the US Army program. Operational use from 1980s. Uses are used by US Army and 30 military areas worldwide. Role is primarily anti-tank. Also used against structures, bunkers, helicopters, and slow aircrafts. Missile of choice for UAV MKB-1, MQ-1B Predator, MQ-9 Reaper, and MQ-1C Grey Eagle. Okay, it has been used on many of these particular vehicles. Key features are around 1.6 through 1.75 meter length, diameter, weight, range. Range is important, 7 to 11 kilometers, and the payload is 8 to 11 kilometers. The speed is subsonic, and that is up to Mach 1.3%. That is 50. It is 450 meter per second. It's 450 Mach per second. Propulsion, single stage solid fuel rocket motor, guidance, semi-active laser, active based external designator. So variants are, there are two variants importantly, Hellfire 1 and Hellfire 2, which is AGM 1R Romeo, multi-purpose. It integrates all previous versions. Okay, it can be used for air to ground, ground to air, etc. Semi-active laser guidance plus blast fragmentation warhead. Launch platforms are either helicopter, fixed wing spacecraft, UAVs, ships, ground vehicles, etc. So this makes them this this makes them move across all modes. Okay, can defeat any modern tank as well. Strategic relevance is widely used in counter-terrorism, drone strikes, and modern warfare. Symbol of precision strike capability. The Yemen incident raises fresh doubts that UFO UAP encounters and dense preparedness, possible limitations of existing missile tech against the unknown alien threats as well. So we have to wait and see whether it is really a UFO or whether it is just another hoax or another edited video, or whether it is an unknown existing missile technology against the missiles. And the final article is about Reunion Island. Indian Navy's first training squadron INS Tir and ICGS Sarathi visited Reunion hotspot or Reunion Island. The INS Shardul docked at Mauritius as part of long-set training deployment in the southeast of India and China. So if this is Africa, Tanzania, Malawi, Mozambique, Swaziland, Madagascar, and this particular small island, that is Reunion Island, is on the left side or on the east side of Madagascar. Next geography and location. French overseas territory in the Western Indian Ocean lies 680 km east of Madagascar and 180 kilometers of 80 kilometers. Lies 680 kilometers east of Madagascar and 180 kilometers south of Mauritius. Area is around 2,511 square kilometers, part of Mascarenes archipelago with Mauritius and Rodriguez. Volcanic origin, the rugged mountains, torrential rivers, and two famous parks that are Piton des Negas and Piton de la Forres, highest in the Indian Ocean and among the world's most active volcanoes. Capital is Saint Denis, and the people and culture first settled by French colonists in 17th century That is why it is still under control of France. History of slave labor from East Africa and indentured labor. Population today is predominantly mixed descent, and the language is French and Reunion Creole. Next, what is the political and strategic importance of this particular Reunion Island? French Overseas Department enjoys same political status as the mainland France, serves as a key French military base in the Indian Ocean region, adds to France's strategic depth in the Indo-Pacific geopolitics and economy. It is based on the sugar exports plus rum, tobacco, vanilla, geranium essence, meat and milk products. Limited harbor facilities, tropical climate influence agriculture. So very important island as well, especially because of its strategic location in Indo-Pacific region or Indian Ocean. So this ends our discussion for the day. If you like the video, then please hit the like button, comment on it, and also share with your friends. And if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon so that you don't miss any notification. With this, I will end the video. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.